Man, y'all need to bring back the project league. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no recreation. So you go crack, we had a project league, you crash playing football. You see what I'm saying? Back in the G. Man, you children don't got no kind of recreation. You see what I'm saying? And that's the double workshop. Workshop. You see what I'm saying? We need to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. We understand you made a statement. I agree 100%. You're not putting faults on the mind. All we asking for, we did the crown, yeah, it's all got to do with time. But now we are incarcerated now. You ain't going to the mindset. That's what I'm saying, bro. With the mindset, I told you. We have no access to. I have enough power to make that happen. Okay, we need inside help for a leadership. For these guys having books to read, a whole crew. So you think these books from, I know this is read books.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's happening? It's your girl Tiffany here, live in effect. So tonight I just played that audio with Birdman interacting with the inmates in New Orleans. And so they're telling him exactly what they need, right? And one guy mentioned about literature and the importance of having books. He said, you think reading is going to help you? No disrespect to reading. Now, here you are as a black man talking to a group of black men that are locked up, and one telling you what the importance of reading is and why they need literatures or whatnot. And the only thing you could say is, do you think books are going to help you? No disrespect. And anybody that has been locked up should be offended by this. Let me tell you why you should be offended. Because for those who have served 10 or plus years in prison, when they couldn't get access to anything else, right? Reading was the main thing for them. Reading is what kept those individuals' minds sharp. Reading is what kept those individuals out of trouble. Okay? Reading is what brought the foundation to them. And some people say, well, I get what Birdman is saying. He didn't mean it like that. Well, how else he was supposed to mean it? And it's highly offensive when you have another black man telling a group of black men that reading is not going to help them. To me, that's bring more hindrance than trying to bring solution. So you asking for the solution and they giving it to you and you dismissing it. That's the most important aspect. And this is one of the reasons why we're behind as black people when it comes to our reading skills. We're behind. Because we got people telling us that reading is not going to help us. Now, if he would have said certain books that you read is not going to help, then it would have made more sense. But there are plenty reading materials that will help individuals, especially the path they're trying to go in life. You can have the experience, but the reading is important. You can have all the experience, But reading is important because you learn different things. You learn different vocabularies. You learn how to be more creative. You develop better comprehension skills, better networking skills. It's fundamental. And so my question is, well, what else are they supposed to do? If you, especially if you in jail and you got a trial date coming up, right? Or you waiting on being transferred to another facility, what are you supposed to do at the moment? How are you supposed to clear your mind? The most important thing is focusing on your health, but also trying to incorporate various forms of knowledge as well. We gotta stop listening to celebrities telling us or giving us instruction without giving practical solution. We gotta stop putting them on the pedestal as if they are qualified leaders. We have to stop doing that. Hey, Try Media, how you doing? But we gotta stop putting these celebrities on the pedestal and thinking they are our leaders, because they're not. Because what Birdman just did, he's misguiding those guys by telling them that reading is not going to help them. They have limited option in jail. What else can they do? And they looking at him and they telling him like, yo, this is what we need. This is what we looking for. This is what we want. They obviously they want better for themselves. Now I don't know who idea was to bring him into the jail cell and talk to these inmates, but I don't think that was a good idea. I understand at one point in time he was locked up, but no, that's not giving motivation. And I'm still stuck on the fact by him being a black man and you're around a group of black males and you saying these things, you telling them that the most important aspect of life is not going to help them. Now, if that don't concern you, if that's not a red flag, I hate to say it, we doomed. If we looking up to celebrities as leaders and educators, we are doomed as a people. Maybe reading did not work for him, but you can't tell that to the next man. Maybe he didn't find reading very beneficial, but you can't say that to a group of inmates. You don't know that some of these guys done dropped out of school and working towards getting their GED. Or if some of them are trying to get a college degree or working on a trade. Y'all better stop listening to these folks, man. Stop listening to these individuals. Because a lot of these celebrities are pseudo as hell. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You got Terrence Howard talking some crazy shit about science, some mess that he don't even know what the hell he talking about. Some mess that doesn't even add up. And he swear he's a genius. And people going along with saying, yeah. See, Terrence is right. No, you idiot. But what they're doing is, if you sit up here praising them and telling them that they are deep and they right, they showing you or exposing your intelligence. That's what they're doing. They exposing the lack of intelligence because you jumping on the bandwagon and going along with everything they say. And a lot of these celebrities, they are pseudo. And see, they are easy access for those who are preaching pseudo information. So they become the easy target because they help to promote these pseudo individuals. But they supposed to be leaders, huh? Nah, bruh. Bruh, ain't no way in the hell. There's no way in the world you could be a leader. You might well tell these individuals not to get an education. You might as well tell them there is no need for them to go to school. That would have been his best bet. This is one of the reasons why I don't really entertain pop culture. This is one of the reasons why I can't get into talking more about what's going on in the music industry, because the more I do that, my brain cells start to slowly drift away. If I try to wrap my head around these celebrities and all the things they saying and all the stuff they doing, I'll lose myself trying to figure their asses out, because half of them, half of the stuff they do doesn't make sense. It does not add up. It does not line up at all. And I get why people decide to homeschool their children. I get it. And I don't blame those who would rather spend more time at the library reading books than to jump in a crowd of individuals who ain't really got nothing going for themselves and who's jumping on the bandwagon with celebrities. You know, I shouldn't be so surprised by the things that Birdman said, because coming up as kids, people who were readers, who would go to the library, or who would have a book in their hands, they was made fun of. They was made fun of by the kids in the neighborhood just for having a book in their hands. They were picked on. They were looked at as being corny, lame, boring, weird, because they mama or daddy or whoever their caretaker were got on their asses about reading. Made sure that they stayed in those books so they can get good grades and be able to graduate from high school, transition on to college. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. He said Birdman is ignorant. Being literate and well read will enhance your life and basis of knowledge. Absolutely. That's what it's about. Enhancing yourself, building your knowledge. It's about having the fundamental principle of knowledge. But I'm sorry. I feel like this is Juneteenth, okay? And this is the time we celebrate our ancestors and their freedom. And one of the things they did as part of freedom was to fight for education. Fight for education. Fight for the right to pick up a book and read. Fight for the right to go to school. So, yes, I find it disrespectful. These people put up a fight as part of their liberation and freedom, which is education and reading. They put up a major fight for this, for our people to be able to have the leverage and the freedom to go to a facility to check out books, to go to a classroom and learn. Peace, Mikey. How you doing? Our people literally put their lives on the line. And during the time of slavery, if they were caught reading a book, do you know what happened to them? They were punished. They were terminated out of here. So you telling me all this shit that our folks done went through, it was really for nothing, right? Our people ain't go through nothing for this motherfucker to tell these group of inmates that reading is not gonna help them. Then he had the nerve to say no disrespect to reading. And you right there in Louisiana. Louisiana, one of the poorest states out of the United States of America. You right there where there is a lot of history in New Orleans. Carries so much tradition, so much history. Where there was slaves. And what you gonna tell these people? Basically, you saying that knowledge is not fundamental. Knowledge doesn't mean anything. Then what the hell is important? So being illiterate is more valuable than I'm look. I wish a motherfucker would come to me and say, "Oh, reading is not gonna help you. Reading is not going to liberate you." I will cuss your ass out. The moment you tell me that, I'm going to cuss your ass out. I'm going to tell you to get out of my face. Let's end this conversation. Let's end this conversation. You can't talk to me no more. The moment you tell me that reading is not going to help you, it's time for you to get the fuck out of my face. Get the hell out of my face. Get the hell on. I don't even want to hear nothing else you guys say. I don't care how much money you got. Get the hell out of my face. But we give these individual passes because of their status, because of their money. We give them pass. But I mean, just look at this. The stuff that our people had to endure, the things that our people have gone through in this country, sacrifice for individuals to tell you that it's not important. Then our stupid asses be like, yeah, man, he telling the truth. Get your ass off the internet. Yeah, man, Birdman he real about to get your ass off the internet. Just get your motherfucking log off. Get off the internet. Get your ass off the fucking internet. Go do something else. Go find something productive to do. Get the fuck off the internet. If you think that Birdman was right about what he said, get the fuck off the internet. Let me see. Let me read this comment. Birdman worship money over reading. That's why he say that. Okay. And you're right. I agree with that. He does. He does. But he had to read something to get access to that money. Tell me about it. I bet you he telling read that Quran or Bible. He probably is. He probably was telling them that. But then again, what's the purpose of saying that too if you saying that reading is not going to help them? Money, cash, holes is what Birdman values. Reading ain't at the top of his priorities. Definitely not. And he ain't the only celebrity. A lot of them don't have reading as their priority. As a matter of fact, a lot of them don't even have health as their priority. Let's talk about it. They don't have health as their priority. You can see the way they look. You got all this money and your ass look discombobulated. I mean, these individuals have all this money, but they're not taking care of themselves. They're not maintaining their health. But you got all this money for what? And then the sad part about it, many of them turn to drugs. You wealthy as hell, but you out here putting all kinds of stuff up in your nose and drinking all kinds of this, that, and other, popping all kinds of pills. According to the street, he got his knowledge from his brother and drug money, so doubt he read much growing up. Let me tell you something, okay? And I get what you're saying, Deshaun, but let me tell you something. Even those in the streets, they read books, okay? But you are correct. There are those who didn't have the time to read because they had a hustle mentality. But even hustlers read books. Even hustlers pick up books and read. There are folks from the streets that read. Yes, survival is the key. I get that. Trust me, I know. But let's not sit here and act like people from the streets don't read books either. And I'm not antagonizing your statement, but I'm just clearing the facts up. People got this misconception that those from the streets don't read books. And that's totally false. That's totally false. So you got hustlers that will pick up a goddamn book and read. So don't get that misconstrued. You got people out there in the streets that's giving out knowledge. So don't get that misconstrued. Okay? And you talking to a person, they used to hang out in the streets. Okay? You just got to know what avenue, what direction you're going, and what type of people you come across. So you got those over here in the streets that's about this particular lifestyle, that's about committing crimes and doing all type of illegal stuff, right? Then you got those over here in the streets on this avenue that's about spreading the knowledge, building cipher, networking with people. You pretty much got to know where your direction is and where you're gonna go with that. Okay, and who you meet, who you come across. And I was fortunate to meet individuals who were readers, but they were straight hood with it, straight up. I mean, talking about gutter. I mean, they was about their life, or they came from that lifestyle, but they were readers. Okay, they were readers, and I met brothers and sisters online who came from the same background that Birdman came from, or had it worse, but they are readers. They are the most bright and intelligent people. And I'm not shaming brothers and sisters who out there hustling, trying to make a way out of no way, who out there struggling, trying to get themselves up out the gutter and trying to do something better and productive in their lives. I'm not shaming them for that. But don't ever shame individuals who are reading by telling them that reading is not beneficial to them, when reading has saved so many lives. When reading was the reason why individuals were able to convert to different schools of thoughts, were able to change their lifestyle and become better people. So you can't tell me that reading doesn't help. Reading doesn't give clarity. When these individuals who came from a very rough background, who grew up in a very dysfunctional household, the moment they start picking up books and read is when their lives had changed forever. And I know this to be a fact. So that mess that Birdman talking about, he don't know what the hell he talking about. It just didn't work for him. But there's people um who are a walking testimony that can tell you or share to the world that because I read this book, I read this information, this is what helped me to renew my mind and to do more productive things. I think they read when they get in jail, when they forced to sit down. They will have no choice. Again, when you're incarcerated, you only have limited options available to you. You're not able, you don't have the freedom like you would do in the real world, right? You wouldn't have that option. So once you're incarcerated, you only given so much opportunity. And one of those opportunities that you are given is the access to a library and to pick up a book and read. You're not going to be the most scholarly person in the world just because you read books. You may not be the person that has all the valuable knowledge and know everything. You may not be the most articulated individual on the planet, but you have enough information that will get you to where you need to go, to get you to the direction that you're looking forward to going into your life and where you can benefit from. And so if you definitely trying to find something and you trying to know something or you curious about something, it's important to pick up the book and read. I remember when I was young, let's say I was 16 years old, my uncle, may he rest in peace. My uncle used to say to me, he said, Tiffany, I used to wonder why he wanted me to read so much because my uncle was a big reader. He was an avid reader. He stayed having books all around, um, all different type of books. But the main thing he used to love reading was Tom Clancy books. So he was a big fan of Tom Clancy because he was into all the little mysteries, FBI, CIA type of stuff. That was his main thing. That was his go-to. Okay. But anyway, he used to sit me down. We would have conversation, deep conversation, good conversation at that. And he kept saying to me, he said, Tiffany, you need to start reading. And I said, well, why do you want me to read so much? Why? Why do I need to pick up a book and read? Because at the time, I didn't care for reading. Now, you talking to a 15, 16-year-old girl. I didn't care about no reading. He kept saying, Tiffany, you need to read. I'm like, why are you keep telling me this? He said, the reason why I'm telling you the importance of reading is because they're not teaching you how to think in school. They're giving you repetition. Now, I didn't understand what he was trying to say. I was trying to process that, but I still didn't get it. And then later on in life, looking back how the school system is designed and structured, I said, okay, now it makes sense what he's saying. Now it makes a lot of sense why he used to get on me about picking up books and read. So I said, okay, I see what he means now. And that's the problem. A lot of us are not being taught how to critically think. We're being given this and given that just so we can pass a test and move on to the next level or the next grade. It's not about being able to develop comprehension skills and have critical thinking skills, but it's about taking a doggone test so you can go on to the next grade. Or if you're not passing, then they have what's called a no child left behind, where if you don't do well in this grade level, then you can just go on to the next grade. And so I understood exactly what my uncle meant by that. And I appreciate him for instilling that in me. Looking back. And I'm talking about this is what, 17 years ago or 18 years ago. He was telling me this. 18 years ago. Now here I am 18 years later. I never thought that I would have a bunch of books around me. Because I spend most of my money on buying books. And I only read about 10% of them because I'm not going to read all of them at once. So I probably read about 10% of the books that I bought for the most part. But I'm saying this to say that I read more now than I read more now than I was doing back then. So if more kids had family members and loved ones that motivated them to get their asses up and start reading, there would not be such a illiteracy rate in our community. On average, a high schooler reads probably at a fourth or fifth grade level. And that's not a great thing. That's terrible. If you a high school kid in the 11th grade or 10th grade and you're reading at a fourth grade level, third grade level, your comprehension skill is very low. Very low. So again, I appreciate my uncle getting on my behind almost every day about reading. Although I did not like what he was doing, but I look back at it and I wish I could thank him for it. Because honestly, reading has saved my life. It kept me away from doing things that was not going to benefit me in the long run. Because there was many options out there. Just saying. You know, y'all know how it is when you start hanging out in the streets, right? There's so many options available. There's so many things you can get into, right? But reading is what kept me on that path. Kept kept me from getting involved in some things or situation that I would not be able to save myself from. So I don't know what the hell Birdman talking about. I don't know what planet he came from. Hey, how you doing there? Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I just gotta be 100. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what other way to be. I can't be any other way. I can't be any other way but being what I am. You know, I don't know how to be any other way. But I appreciate your comment. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, I don't know what planet a Birdman is coming from. I don't know what planet this nigga come from. I don't know if his ass came from well, I don't know if his ass is a Martian, like Lil Wayne said, a Martian. I don't know where the hell he come from. I wonder if he told Lil Wayne that reading ain't gonna help you. I don't know where the hell what planet Birdman come from. I don't know who his ancestors is, but I know my ancestors fought for my ass to goddamn pick up a damn book and read. My ancestor made a way so I could be able to get an education. And I be damned if I'm gonna be ungrateful and unappreciative of what they have done. Cause they put up a major fight. And I can't understand for the life of me why people don't recognize that as black folks, why we don't show their appreciation, why we try to minimize their effort, minimize the things they have done for us as a people. We should be more than grateful collectively. We should be like, shit, I appreciate, I appreciate everything that our people have done for us in this country. Whether we agreed or disagreed with some of their narratives and how they went about doing it, they made a way. I am grateful for that. I am grateful, and I mean, I don't understand us as a people. Why do you not show gratitude to those individuals who made a way for you? Why it seems like we're the only people that's so ungrateful for our ancestors. If they was alive today and they seen the condition where we at and see how we are not pretty much showing gratitude and giving credence or honor, I think they would be very disappointed in the way that things are going in modern times. And I'm not saying these individuals are perfect because they didn't have a perfect generation themselves, but there was more of them that put up more fight to make it a lot easier on us. And it makes me upset as a black person. It makes me upset as a black person to just see that, to see that there's lack of appreciation. I mean, it not only upsets me, it hurts me because you don't know where you came from. You don't know your foundation. You come from the foundation of people who really put up liberation and struggle. Like, we collectively don't know where we came from. Like, we just think that our people were just slaves. Yeah, they were slaves, but they had something to offer too. They were more than just slaves. These people were educators, scholars, craftsmen, um, technician, right? Cooks. I mean, these people had all kinds of skills. These individuals wrote books, some that are in different languages. Exactly, inventors, doctors. I mean, if we really knew the foundation where we came from, seriously, just think about it. If we really knew our foundation, I think we would have more respect for them as on a collective scale. But once again, there's a saying that goes like this. If you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book. If you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book. If you want to hide some valuable information from a Negro, just put it in a book. And Birdman has proven my point. Most black folks don't like to read. Most black folks don't like to read. And to be honest, that shit is sad as fuck. That shit is really sad as hell. Let me see. All right, let me go ahead and say something to the chat real quick. Hey Caramel, how you doing? Absolutely, bro. They won't read. They won't read. I am who I am because of them. That's right. And then I'm gonna go so far to say this. They created a pathway for us to be who we are. They created that pathway for us to be who we are today. Just like your parents, just like our parents give birth to us. They teach us information, right? Whether we agree or disagree. But guess what? They gave us that foundation to be who we are. So if it wasn't for our parents, would we be here today? So look at your ancestors that way. They created a pathway for you to be who you are, to be where you are today. All right, you guys. So I'm about to go ahead and get off of here. And I hope you guys had a great Juneteenth. If you celebrated, I hope you spent some time with your family. And for those of you that had to work, I know you wanted a day off. I know you wanted a day off. I know you didn't want to go to work today, but or well, well, shit. Today is the 20th, but yesterday was the 19th. Okay. However, I know some of y'all didn't want to go work. I know some of y'all didn't want to be bothered with your boss. You just wanted to take that day off. I'm fortunate that I'm off on Juneteenth, so it was beautiful. It was very beautiful. Oops. But anyways, I hope you all have a productive evening or your whatever your time zone may be, wherever you are in the world. So I thank you all for watching and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, share my channel. If you're new to my channel, just check out all my previous videos and I will keep you guys posted. All right, so please stay tuned. Are you different to are you different today? If yes, how? I'm trying to understand what you mean by that if I'm different today. What do you mean as far as personally? Am I different personally? Or am I different as I'm just trying to understand. Are you saying am I different as far as personally? Or let me see. Okay, am I different personally? Yes. I'm different from how I was 18 years ago, I'll tell you that. I'm different because I have grown more into myself and I still have some more growing to do. So I hope that answer your question. Yes, I have more growing to do. I have more to learn and to offer in this world while I'm still here, while I still got life in me. All right. So, anyways, y'all, let me go ahead and log off of here. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Or again, whatever your time zone is at, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check all my previous videos out. Until next time, peace and power and elevation. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging off. All right. Deuces.